Having talked about target marketing, apart from segmentation, we select one or more of these segments to target, and that becomes the focus of our marketing mix. Firms targeting a market must be sure to deliver satisfaction to the selected segment or target market. The question is, what is the criteria for effective targeting of market segments? Not very different from the issues discussed under segmentation proper. We can talk one of ease of identifying the segment, because that's the only basis, that's the only reason why we can target a segment. So it should be easy to identify the segments. The size of the segment must also be one that holds promise in terms of ability to generate income. And of course, we also need to look at size of the segment in terms of future potential, and also whether this market will be stable over a period of time. It's important, given that businesses are going concerns. If the segment is not large enough to be served profitably, then it may not be worth developing a different marketing mix for such segments. So within the various segments, if one is not big enough, we may want to add it to an already chosen segment so that our resources are well focused for profitability. We can also talk of accessibility of the segment. It should also be possible to reach the segment using the various communication mix elements or promotional mix elements. It should be possible to use the TVs, salespeople, the internet, magazines, what have you, to elicit the desired response from such segments. There are several different target market strategies that may be pursued by a firm. The following are some of the strategies that can be used. In terms of target market strategies, the firm may decide to use concentrated or single segment strategy. What does this mean? A firm using this strategy will typically select just one market segment out of several market segments and serve with one marketing mix. That's why we talk of concentrated. Yeah, it's a decision area that the firm has to weigh. This strategy is common with small and new firms with limited resources. In the auto market, a firm like Tata can decide to target the low price small car market segment, or say the high income markets targeted by manufacturers like Mercedes-Benz and Porsche. This example is only for illustration purposes and should not be taken as the actual strategy pursued by these car manufacturers. Using this just for illustration purposes. Another strategy, target market strategy that can be pursued is differentiated marketing or selective specialization strategy. This is a multiple segment strategy. A company using this strategy will typically offer different marketing mixes to different market segments. And this strategy abounds in the marketplace. Very easy to relate to. It's thus important to note that sometimes the product offered by the company may not be different in any way. Very important. Sometimes the product being offered may not be different, but target marketing strategies may be different in terms of differentiated marketing strategy, may be based on one or more of the marketing mix elements. In other words, A company may not be different in any way, or the product offered by the company may not be different in any way, but different promotional messages or distribution channels or even pricing strategy can be varied to satisfy various segments in the market. The opposite can be true. So we can talk of undifferentiated or mass marketing strategy. Here, a typical firm treats its total market as a single segment. The entire market is seen as a single segment. Buyers in this market are considered to be alike in terms of their consumption behavior and demand for the product. Here, an attempt is made to serve the entire market with a single marketing mix. Thus, the firm develops one single product for everybody within the market and offer it at the same price to all within the market and use same distribution and promotional strategies to reach the entire market. You may want to think of several types of products, and you will no doubt agree with me that most products are differentiated in one form or the other. This notwithstanding, the strategy is very good if majority of consumers or customers in the market are likely to respond in a very similar fashion to one marketing mix. Now let me provide you with some general guidelines for selecting market segments. Companies must be guided by 4 general principles. First, the firm must try to always choose segments that is in line with the organization's goals and image. Every organization the organization may have certain goals and have some image it wants to project. So that is one. The firm must make sure it has enough financial and material resources currently and in the foreseeable future to be able to effectively serve the segment or segments. The third point here is that the firm must be interested in segment that has the potential of generating adequate sales returns with the lowest possible cost. And the fourth point or guideline is that the firm should be sure of its ability to compete favorably in the segment. There's no point targeting a segment where the firm has no comparative or competitive advantage. So the firm must consider its resources and do some competitive analysis to be able to decide whether it's worth pursuing, the segment is worth pursuing. The last part has to do with positioning, and let me take you straight to some strategies that marketers can use in their quest to develop a distinctive image in the minds of their target market. Positioning can be done, one, using or based on product benefits and attributes. We can do positioning based on the benefits and attributes that consumers seek in the marketplace. It's one of the commonest positioning strategies. There are several products or services that are based or use this positioning or benefits, positioning using benefits and attributes. A company using this approach projects its products and or services differently from competitors on the basis of a unique or distinctive feature or features or benefits that the product or service possesses or offers. Another strategy for positioning in consumer market is positioning using price and quality differential. Where the marketer can establish pricing and quality can be used as basis for positioning in consumer markets. A product or brand will enjoy a lot of brand equity or respect or recognition and easy acceptance if consumers perceive, in other words, the consumers must perceive these benefits as true. If consumers perceive it as high quality brand or product, high quality brand or product. Such brands typically are able to command premium or high prices because of the perceived quality image. Of course, quality should be defined from the perspective of the consumer, just by the very definition of positioning. When we talk about developing distinct image in the minds of the consumer, so must quality issues be looked at. We need to look at quality issues not from the perspective of the firm, but largely from the perspective of the consumer. And where this is established, that can serve as basis for positioning and can afford the firm to charge higher or premium prices and enjoy higher brand equity. Positioning can also be done by use or application. Here, a company can also communicate or project a product position by associating it with a specific use or application. If it can be proven that the firm is unique in terms of a particular use of its products within a given market or within a given product class or segment. Positioning can also be done by product class. Not only do firms compete within a product class, sometimes they compete outside their product class. For instance, land transport competing with land transport competing with air transport and so on and so forth. If marketers within this category can prove a point in terms of the expected benefits, that can be a good basis for positioning. Positioning can also be done by product user. In other words, or for instance, a computer manufacturer can position its products or brands as special, given the caliber or group of people who use it. But if we look at Maslow hierarchy of needs, ego needs, issue of image are all important to customers. Need for recognition, dominance, power, and all that. So that can be a useful basis for positioning a product where the users of a given brand are positioned as special in that given product category. Positioning can also be done by or we can say we can also do positioning by competitors. Here we can either position from competitors or against competitors. But the key issue to watch here are the ethical issues and regulations governing competitive promotions or advertising. But whatever positioning the firm adopts as far as competition is concerned, there should be that element of, consumers should believe that such positioning can be proved or can be proven. If such positioning cannot be proven, there is no basis to do that. Okay, thanks for listening. I'll come back with another section. Thank you.